with Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Though there is much still unclear about what's going on, congressional leaders said Sunday they have reached a deal on a nearly $900 billion COVID-19 relief package.
That includes billion with an M, people.
That's right. That includes individual checks, loans to small businesses, benefits to the unemployed struggling with the fallout of the pandemic. The measure it's likely to get signed by Trump would establish a temporary $300 per week supplemental jobless benefit. That's less than the $600 provided under the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Security Act in March, and $600 direct payments to most Americans. That's half of the $1,200 that was approved in the spring. There's a lot of other caveats, and still what it is unclear, but it has just been passed. So until the text of it is released, we really don't have the details, but that should be tomorrow.
Maybe I'm a little out of touch being a rich white guy and stuff, but when I hear him go like every American's going to get $600, I think, really? How does that work? People have been out of work for 9 months and we're going to get, first off, if this was 1951, every American getting $600 wouldn't really mean that much. It's 2021. It's insane. Yeah. Everyone's going to get $600. Relax. Like, how does that get anyone out of anything?
It doesn't. And they said they're going to extend the you can't kick somebody out, the eviction ban for 1 month.
Oh, great.
So you get your $600. You get another 30 days of somewhere to live, and then you better figure something out quick.
Well, Jeff, this apartments.com has to be. This has to be. I mean, you can't evict.
Salad days.
You can't evict anyone.
Yeah, it's a real problem. Yes, we have a major homeless issue here as well.
Yes, we do.
So, if you are homeless, go to apartments.com and get an apartment.
But the $600 isn't enough for the first and the last and the cleaning deposit.
That's not even a security deposit.
That's not even half a month's rent out here.
I didn't think of this. Fair point. Maybe you could go with a friend.
You need like 11 friends.
Yes, get 11 friends. Yes, and get an apartment at apartments.com. Yes.
Hey, maybe we can talk to Trump about this. I feel like $600 doesn't cover one round of golf for you. Like you tip the caddy more than $600.
Kyle is trying to find Trump.
While he does that, there have been many stories. Oh, please, Mr. President.
Trump's here.
Hey, Trump. I'm glid you have your own theme song.
Yep. Whenever I go into a room.
It heralds.
Trump's here. What's the problem there, Adam?
$600 a person or $300. It just doesn't. These families.
There's plenty. But for the poor people, okay?
Yeah, but they're struggling.
There's plenty of money, okay? They could put it together, buy some noodles, okay? Boil some water. Okay, terrific.
No, it's not terrific. These people have been out of work for 9 months. You think $600 is going to fix it?
That'd be all right. Get a tent.
Okay. A tent?
Oh, you can buy a tent for $600. A nice one.
Yeah, a good tent's about $600.
You're a poor person. Look, get some clothes together. Get some wire hangers. Make a tent yourself. That's free. Okay? You still have $600. Get a bowl. Put some soup in there. You're all set.
So you're saying get soup in a bowl?
You're not getting any more than $600.
But what about these people have kids? What kind of answer is that?
I mean, they do.
They have kids.
This is my answer. Ask me again, Adam.
These people have children.
It's dismissive.
Let me Kaylee McEnany here for a second. I do believe that every person gets $600. So a family of 4 would get $2,400.
No.
Kids
get nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have read that wrong.
I heard everybody in the family was getting.
And it's going to be taxed.
Oh, you're going to tax the $600?
It's really $200.
Wow. So
that's right.
Heartless, so cold.
Yeah. Trump check.
Trump check.
Yeah, I'm going to put my name on it. I put my name
Oh,
on it.
you're going to put like Ed McMahon.
Yes. I know. It's terrific. It's Trump. It's terrific. Trump check. You're welcome.
I think it's whoever's leading the Fed, isn't it? I don't think the president puts his name on it.
Lies. Fake news.
Oh.
Mr. President, have you officially conceded the
concede
election?
what? Concede what, Brian?
The
Brian
election
is
was
fake news. What'd you say, Adam?
Oh, yeah, Brian's really fake news.
It is.
I was asking a
Fake
question.
That's fake news.
Fake question. Fake question.
Yeah, so are you going to
It's a real
concede or
Yes or no?
Huh?
have you conceded? Are you going to concede?
Yeah.
It's that dismissive tone.
What do you think of Hunter
Watch it,
Biden?
pal. I'm going to take away your $200. What's your last name, Brian?
Grad.
Hey!
Let me write that down.
What do you think of this whole Hunter Biden situation?
Look, the guy's a criminal. Okay? His kid, disaster.
Yeah.
Totally scammer, stole money. He's in bed. He made love to Chi.
Oh, no.
He made love.
No, that's somebody else. That's Eric Swalwell.
Okay, same difference. These guys, they're all criminals, crooks, and they want to take over the whole planet. That's the plan.
So are you going to pardon your family on the way out? Are you going to pardon yourself?
But I've got to. Look, they're after me. So I've got to pardon my family. All innocent, of course, except Ivanka. Everyone else totally innocent.
What did Ivanka do?
You know, some stuff. She's got that jewelry line. You know, she's got those China kids making all her jewelry. A little problem there. Okay.
I always thought she was your favorite of all the kids.
No, she's the hottest. Big
I don't want to
difference.
mix those two things up.
Big difference.
Right.
There's a difference between being attracted to somebody and liking a child.
That's true. President Trump, there seems to be a lot going on with
Emperor.
Emperor Trump. I'm sorry. There seems to be a lot going on with this Russian hacking scandal, and it's like that people are saying that the news is reporting that you're not going very hard on Putin for this.
No. That's not true. Very tough on Russia. Very tough. Toughest president ever on Russia. I'm just playing the quiet game, you know. Staying back.
The long con.
Strike. The Trump
Yeah.
strikes.
You're biding your time for another 6 weeks?
Waiting for
Biden
my
your
moment.
time.
Biden.
You say Biden your time.
Biden your time. All right, what else we got, Gina?
Biden my time.
All right. Well, let's talk about this vaccine. So police, firefighters, teachers, and grocery workers will be among those next in line for the vaccine. That's according to the CDC. The committee voted 13-1 to recommend that phase 1B, because now we're completing phase 1A, include people 75 and older, frontline essential workers. That includes grocery store workers. Phase 1C will be people 65 to 74 and people 16 to 64 who have high-risk medical conditions. So, Brian,
Yeah, take that, all you cancer-free assholes.
Are you going to qualify for that, Brian?
Fuck, you know what?
Yeah.
I knew. I literally had it written down to ask my doctor, and I fucking forgot. So
why wouldn't you? It's high-risk medical conditions.
No, I most likely would be, but I want to ask him, like, because there's exceptions for people who are going through treatment at the time. Like someone who's on chemotherapy probably wouldn't be allowed to get the vaccine because they have by definition they have a compromised immune system.
And also,
I talked to Dr. Drew today. He's
About me?
Nah, we usually limit it to me. Okay. But sometimes we talk about him, but it's mostly me. I left him a little daylight. He talked about himself for about 12 seconds, and I found out this, which is he's getting the vaccine tomorrow. And then it's funny. They never really it's all the information out there, and then you find shit out all the time, which is Drew's getting the shot, and then you got to get the second shot in 3 weeks, right?
Right.
But he goes, but that's good. I'll be 70% protected before I get the third shot. And I'm like, you will? He's like, oh yeah, you get the first shot, gets you about 70% of the way there, and then the next one kind of brings it home. And I'm like, how
So the
come
third
no?
one's like a booster.
I never hear. There's never the discussion is you get one, and then you wait 3 weeks and you get the other, but no one talks about anything, you know, the 70% part or how it works, or I have not heard any discussion about it except for Drew today.
Or at this point, do you wait it out for the other one? There's a lot of variables which I don't know the answer to.
Well, I don't know, but Drew's getting his tomorrow, and evidently the first one gets you 70% of the way there. So whatever that means.
I wonder if it's the Pfizer, Moderna, or BioNTech.
I don't know, because I'm not getting the shot, so we like to limit it to me. So I didn't discuss that with him.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow. You're not getting it tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I just saw the two headlines. They're looking at the allergic reactions that come along with the vaccine. But of course, there's 3 different vaccines we're talking about. But, I got the flu shot a couple weeks ago and I was down for like 2 days. I literally couldn't open my eyes, so it's just your body is being tricked into thinking you have a disease. So hopefully it's just that kind of vibe. Like your body is just reacting to a foreign injection. There's also another headline.
I haven't heard much about side effects. Everyone seems pretty good, right?
It's pretty minor.
Literally, as of today, actually, as of yesterday, there's starting to be headlines of like, so what are the reactions? So what are the side effects? Because we're we're still in phase 1A. So we're just starting to understand that.
I think the flu, when you get the flu vaccine, they give you a little bit of the flu.
Right.
I mean,
that's
this is not that. This is something different. So you might not have that reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. There was also a headline, and I did not read the story, but the breaking news headline alert I got was wealthy Americans paying $25,000 to skip the vaccine line. So some people can't get toward it fast enough. Some people can't get away from it fast enough. So we'll see what happens.
So wait a minute. Are they paying $25,000 to skip to the front of the vaccine line?
Yeah. To get the shot, essentially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not good.
So we'll see.
It's the way that's how this country was built. We need those smart rich people. They're the earners. We need the earners. They got to be healthy.
I don't know if anyone had any plans to hop over across the pond to go to England anytime soon, but this is mostly for people in England who are thinking of leaving the country. Don't bother. Europe, lots of parts of Europe closing to travelers coming from Britain due to a new strain of coronavirus that's getting people over there. France said it would ban people from the next 48 hours. Germany, Italy, Netherlands ordered a suspension of flights from Britain. Ireland is imposing restrictions on flights and ferries. Belgium said it would close its borders to flights and trains. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced Saturday that the new strain had led to a spiraling infection increase. And there was also a separate story that 2 Italians just got back to Italy after visiting Britain, and they have this new strain. So just when you're about to stand up, the wave comes and crashes again.
Does the vaccine work on the new strain?
I think that's why they're freaking out, because now it's a new strain. That's not what we prepared for.
Is it?
I don't think they should be canceling ferries. Is that what you said, Gina? That's terrible.
Yeah, they're canceling ferries. Yeah.
Oh, Sly. Yeah, I think you just
banning them.
That's not right to do. That's like the 50s.
They're talking about the kind of boats that carry cars.
Whatever
what were you
want to
talking
call
about?
them. I'm just saying you shouldn't do that to people. Everyone's equal in Stallone's eye.
Well, they're not allowed to go to Ireland.
That's terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
We should protest.
Do you know where Ireland is?
Ireland. Let me see here. Let me do some math real quick. All right, now they got the potatoes there. So I'm going to say Ireland would be, I think that'll be north of here for sure, is where you cook potatoes.
Technically true, yeah.
I'm going to say that's right by Alaska.
No, I don't think so.
But it's near Alaska.
Well, let's give Mr. Stallone his credit where credit is due. People in Newfoundland kind of have Irish accents because when they end up getting kind of close together. So
that's what I thought we were talking about.
Yeah, that's my favorite dog. You like those Newfoundland dogs?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful dog.
Oh, they're
Giant
so big.
Big, shaggy.
Big and shaggy. Huh?
But if you die in your house, a Newfoundland dog will just start to eat your face. That is a fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they will be your best friend until you are dead. And then when they get hungry, they will eat your face. That is a fact.
As long as I'm gone, let them nosh out.
All right.
What else we got, Gina?
Well, let's do one more of this crazy COVID story. So a California judge has ruled that strip clubs are exempt from the state's most recent coronavirus restrictions.
All
That's
right.
according to Hill.com. A Superior Court judge issued a preliminary injunction on the restrictions in San Diego County after two strip clubs, Pacers International Showgirls and Cheetah's Gentlemen's Club, sued over the restrictions, saying, we're following protocol. Why us? So they get to stay in the game a little longer.
I think I was talking to Garagos about this, but he's like, what kind of goofy name is Pacers for a strip club? And I was like, Mark, once they came out with Spearmint Rhino, there is no more questioning
rough.
other crazy names or goofy or nonsensical names for strip clubs. As long as there is such a thing as a Spearmint Rhino strip club, we cannot even venture guesses
right.
about other names for strip clubs.
Maybe the owners from Indiana? Is that something?
I'm like old school. I'm like Bob's Classy Lady. There's a guy named Bob. Yep. He opened a shop for naked ladies, and he only hires the classiest.
There you go. It's right in the name.
Yes.
Now we know.
What year did classy become derogatory? Like when did classy turn? You know what I mean? Like when? Like we used to use I don't know. Like obviously queer went from weird to gay at some point. Like at some point, words turn. When did classy? Yeah. When did you describing a woman as classy become a demerit?
If Sinatra did it in 1948, you're like, oh, she's great. She's an upstanding citizen.
Right.
She's got class.
And I think it carried through to the 70s. Like I feel like there was some of that.
The strip clubs saying we got classy ladies here.
That ruined it.
That could be it. Exactly. I know 15 years ago when I was selling suits on Rodeo Drive and someone would look in the mirror and go, this is classy, right? We would start laughing.
Joint.
Right.
Yeah. So I know that it hasn't been popular for a while.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Classy and introducing people to your lady friend. Those are those.
Don't do that.
It was a simpler time. You could smoke everywhere. You know, if you got pulled over for drunk driving, you just slip $100 with your license to the guy on the turnpike, and he escorted you home. It was a simpler time.
Yeah. I'm wondering if either Vice President Pence or President Trump are available for this story, because we're going to have a lot of follow-up questions. So I'll get it started, but I'm sure we're going to want to go straight to the source for some of this. So the U.S. Space Force has announced that its troops will now be known as Guardians. Oh, thank you, Vice President Pence. We're so happy to have you.
Space
So
Force.
according to The Independent, the name was instantly mocked as a play on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but officials at the newest armed service say the name has historical roots. So, Vice President, if I might quote you, you said that Guardians is a name with a long history in space operations, tracing back to the original command motto of the Air Force Space Command in 1983, Guardians of the High Frontier. Now the Guardians will serve alongside soldiers, airmen, sailors, Marines. The number is expected to grow to around 6,400 Guardians as Army and Navy personnel transfer over to the Guardians. And the other thing that people are drawing a comparison to online is the Space Force logo and the Star Trek logo. I have that for you so you can see the similarities.
Whoa.
Pretty similar.
That's a lawsuit, man.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, the Guardians are going to serve alongside stormtroopers in space.
Yeah, but that also connotates a thing that's a thing. You know what I mean?
Well, listen to the rest of the crew. On the ground, we will have Ewoks.
Ewoks.
Surveying the sky of the Space Force.
Okay.
I think you're doing a little cross-pollination here with Star Wars.
Movie buff.
This is before Star Wars, my friend. Well before. This goes back to the canon of the United States of America.
Well,
the greatest state in the world.
The greatest state. Okay. It also sounds like you're ripping off Gene Roddenberry maybe a little bit. The Star Trek logo and the Space Force logo are almost identical. Could you speak to that?
That is absolutely false. The Star Trek logo was created way after the Space Force logo. When I was a child, I drew the Space Force logo. Yes.
You're saying you invented that?
Yes, my friend Spock and I drew up that logo.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Spock from Star Trek?
This all sounds very familiar.
No, this is all from the mind of Pence, the wonderful creative mind of Pence.
So you're saying that this is all your idea, the logo's your idea, and even though some of these names sound familiar, like, I don't know, Ewoks and Spock and things like that.
Stormtroopers.
And stormtroopers, it has nothing.
Phaser guns.
What guns?
They're going to have phaser guns.
Set phasers to stun.
And coconut phones.
Okay.
Wait, that's Gilligan's Island, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's going to have a coconut phone in space.
Maybe the joke's on us, though, because if this plays well amongst, 16 and 17-year-olds, that's the ones they're trying to recruit, right, Mr. Pence? I would assume.
That's right. Everyone gets a lightsaber when they join Space Force.
I got to tell you, I was about the age when I was thinking about joining up and doing something in my life, and then the Army ran that stupid commercial where they go, "We get more done before 6 a.m. than most people do all day," and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm fucking out. You do not entice me. You would not entice any 17-and-a-half-year-old boy to get more done before 6 a.m. I didn't even beat off before 6 a.m. back then. I was so committed to my sleep. It was
back then.
Yeah, it was like, we get more done. I don't know if it's 8 a.m. We get more done, but they're the guy like drinking coffee out of a tin cup. Like, good morning, First Sergeant. Like, they were like loading up trucks and parachute. I was looking at that at 18 going, fuck that. I'm interested. I want to sleep in.
We get up at noon and play video games.
Yes, that's enticing. Yeah, what? That commercial, probably from the 80s, I'm guessing. The Army commercial.
It predated my time, yeah, because mine was Be All You Can Be. That was the big push.
Right. That may have got me. They do more before, I don't know, 9 a.m.? The point is they were up early working their ass off in the dark, and I was like, fuck that. I'm sleeping in, man. I'm a winner. I'm sleeping. All right, let's do one more, Gina Grad.
All right. Well, while he looks for that, some video has gone viral after DK Metcalf from the Seattle Seahawks, wide receiver, was slapped with a $6,131 fine for unsportsmanlike conduct after celebrating a touchdown during their blowout win over the New York Jets last week. I don't know if you guys saw this, but we have it. After catching a short pass from Russell Wilson to score a touchdown early in the second quarter, he jumps over the fence into a crowdless stand and takes control of the TV camera to record his team's celebration. We're looking at the clip right now.
That's good, clean fun.
Yeah.
And okay, some might call it showboating and some might say it's unsportsmanlike. However,
every touchdown dance is showboating.
Well, commandeering the camera, but he wasn't the first to do it. Everybody on social media was quick to point out this clip. This was from 2018. Chiefs Tyreek Hill did the exact same thing in a full crowd of people and did not get fined.
Yeah, it's hard to find. It's like it's up to everyone's discretion. But yeah, I saw it in real life, and who cares? And Metcalf is such a specimen, but he dyes his hair weird colors, and he's got the nose piercings, and it drives me nuts. Guys with nose piercings, they drive me insane.
Are you allowed to have a nose piercing on?
You should earn it when you're as good as DK Metcalf. If you're as good as DK Metcalf, you can do the nose piercing.
I can't believe face jewelry is allowed in the NFL.
Oh yeah, Zeke wears it for the Cowboys. He has like multi nose piercings.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of.
It's at your own risk too, because remember when Polamalu had the hair? Like you could get tackled by the hair. That's part of the uniform.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird that there are rules. Like, they don't have rules about guys. Like, there's some guys that have, like, big gold chains with, like, a crucifix or their initials or some shit, and it's just under their shoulder pads. And when they bust a run off, it'll pop out and start swinging around. Like, you see it in baseball all the time. I don't know. I'm not uptight, but I don't know. Maybe there should be a rule where you can't go out with, like, you couldn't go out wearing a Super Bowl ring, although that would be a fucking powerhouse move.
That's badass.
That's like, a flex.
If I was Tom Brady, I'd just put them all on my left hand and just come out there every time. And it just freaked the defense out. You know what I mean? Like when you're doing the audibilizing and you're doing Omaha, I'd put my hand up and I'd blind the DBs with it.
That's right.
Just to shine it on them. And they'd all they'd be deer in the headlights. They'd go, fuck, that guy's got 5, 6. He's got 6. And then I'd be like, huh? And they would all second guess themselves. Because they'd be like, we're in cover 2, we're in zone. But I just saw this guy's 5 Super Bowl rings winking at me. And now I'm going to rethink my coverage, and they'd be all fucked up.
Hey, Tom, where's the 6th ring? Why do you think it is?
That's right. It's on Giselle's clit. Always a gentleman.
That's right.
Oh, we got the Army commercial. Will you do more? Yeah. Got to picture me being 18 and watching this going, nah, I don't think so. Good morning, First Sergeant.
You're reaching deep inside you.
80s.
The things you've never known. It's been tough,
Parachuting.
rough going, but you haven't gone alone.
We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do
I'm
all
out.
day.
I'm tired now.
Oh, this was the LU.
Hey, First Sergeant.
No shit.
Good morning.
You can do it in the army.
I do miss all those commercials. Like, they do them for coffee commercials. They got the same guy. Like, you wake up in the morning, you need that helping hand, you do so much for others. It's like a montage of the guy like saying hi to the mailman and like helping the kid into the van. It's like,
Putting the dog
you never,
in,
so it's like, you never compromise. The word is always yes. You do so much for friends and family. Now it's always about you earning your time. Now it's your time to have a beer. It's your time to have a cup of coffee because of how much you do. Let me hear that guy again. That guy worked nonstop in the 80s because it was like, you did. They did a woman version of it of You Never Stop. It was
the predecessor to Real Men of Genius.
Yeah, and it was never like, you never stop watching TV, you fat, lazy bitch. It was always real positive, you know? Sorry, let me hear.
You're reaching deep inside you. The things you've never known. It's been tough, rough going, but you haven't gone alone.
All right. Yeah, that guy, yeah. Every commercial was that guy singing about something. Mm-hmm.
Reaching deep inside.
And you're right, like making you feel indignant. Like, yeah, I do too much for others.
I deserve that cup of coffee.
You do so much for others. Now it's time for a little.
Yeah.
Now it's time you take some time for yourself.
Helgon, take me away.
Right. And then the fakest move in any TV commercial, which is drinking the coffee with 2 hands.
Oh, yes.
I've never enjoyed coffee
because you're
that
savoring
much.
it. You're
it's like it's just two hands. They're on the lake. You see, there's a little mist on the pond. Because
now you're dealing with 4 senses. You see it, you smell it, you touch it, you taste it. Now you're involving everything.
And she's such a good woman that her time can't be midday. It has to be before everyone wakes up.
Yeah.
So your time is from like 5:15 to 6:25 because at a certain point your husband and the kids, and then you got to go in the kitchen. You got to make them all. You got to take care of them. But this is your time. But I would argue your time should be sleeping. You know what I mean? Like we could all get up at 4 this morning and have our own time. Be fucking miserable.
Yep.
But we'd be left alone. No one would be nagging you.
Yeah.
They'd all be asleep. I got to take a nap. You're reaching deep inside for parts you'll never know. You do so much for others. It's time you let it show. The montage is great. The montage. There's not enough montages, right? Is there? Movies all used to have a montage, right? They have to fix up.
Now they're done ironically.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no serious montage where they have to fix up a fraternity or do any good montage activity.
Got to put one foot in front of the other, put the other foot down. That's from Revenge of the Nerds.
That's right. All right. We have the songs by Jake Holmes.
Oh.
Did he work in other? Did he do like Sanka
he wrote
commercials?
Dazed and Confused. Some of the jingles he did. He did I'm a Pepper for Dr. Pepper.
He wrote
That's
that.
a big one.
He wrote Dazed and Confused?
The song Dazed and Confused, which was later reworked by Led Zeppelin.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys got range.
Dazed and Confused is his song, and he sung the Army theme?
Yeah. He's a singer. He's noted as a singer-songwriter and a jingle writer. So, who began a recording career in the 60s. So he's really known for Dazed and Confused and the Be All You Can Be song.
Yeah.
That covers it.
Well, everyone lands somewhere in between that guy and those two songs. I mean, you just don't get more. It's weird. Isn't it weird? All you have to do is scratch somebody's lottery ticket with just one little dime and a bunch of interesting shit pops up.
Yep. Speaking of jingles and coffee commercials in the morning, one of Christie's first clients was, I believe, Folgers. I think she worked on those ads. We got to get her on sometime to talk about like the psychology of the two hands. This is my time. That was like her first like big client.
You're reaching deep inside you. You're getting up at 4. You're drinking a coffee with 2 hands. You stinking little whore. Sorry.
We have to rework that. We'll workshop it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. Yeah, maybe I'll make it 5 o'clock and do something that rhymes with 5.
That'd be better. No jive.
Yeah, no jive. Keeping that family alive. All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.